What didn't you get to say, Simon, last night that was on your mind about those two contestants, first of all?
You know what, Ryan? it wasn't about me. It was about them.
I know that. You weren't thinking at all, people might be distracted by This Is My Last Week and tune in.
Do you know, it never occurred to me till Crystal mentioned it at the end. And then I suddenly remembered, gosh, this is my last night.
But when you were sitting there thinking about it being your last night on this show, what were you what were you thinking about in your head? The past years,
I won't
future?
have to do the auditions again.
Is that what you were really thinking about?
Yeah, you know what? The live shows are fun. It's the travelling, doing the auditions. I mean, it was just torture.
Is that one of the reasons why you wanted to stop?
And the fact I had to travel with you a lot. I know, but seriously, because you changed last year. I actually remember we were on a plane one afternoon.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to be sitting with you for 6 hours. And at one point, this is not exaggerating, you were listening to Miley Cyrus singing, what's that song?
Yes.
What's it called?
Party in the USA.
So I'm listening to you, listening to Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA. You know when someone's got headphones on and they sort of sing out of tune and really loud, and you played it 5 times in a row? I actually thought then, I actually can't do this anymore.
The moment
really, we should blame Miley Cyrus?
No, we blame you for singing
Miley Cyrus. What was it in that moment?
It was the fact that you were enjoying
I loved
it. And I thought, I actually can't do this for much longer.
I feel guilty that I was the reason that you made this decision.
No, but that was the turning point.
What will you miss?
The fun. I mean, what people don't know about this show, and you know, is that there is absolutely no preparation. And the fact that we've got away with what we've got away with, and we can make it up and no one shouts at us. In the early days when we did this, I remember on the first year we were called into a meeting by Fox and told off for whatever we did, and we used to get complaints from all these organisations. And then in the end they just gave up, and I love that.
It is one of those things where you look back and the shows sort of are a blur. It's all the moments around the shows that you think about and you laugh about, right?
I like all the craziness.
Yeah,
and the fact we got away with it, I loved it.
And is there an artist, a singer, a contestant that you will miss?
Well, miss is probably the wrong word. I mean, I never phone them.
Yeah.
Afterwards, for like a chat, and they never phone me. But I think, I said this before in an interview, the performance I liked best was when Fantasia sang Summertime.
Yeah.
That was my favourite. Followed by my worst, which was Clay Aiken murdering Grease in the red jacket. And the funny thing was, because it was abysmal, and I remember saying on the night, I mean, not only did you sound terrible, you looked awful. And 2 years later, he came into my dressing room with a puppy, still really, really upset.
Oh.
And
was he wearing the high collar?
No, but he was listening to Miley Cyrus. We'll come back with Simon Cowell. Hang on. Tonight on the finale, we have a 2-hour finale with several tribute tape pieces for you.
Great.
Do you know much about this?
No.
Because I've screened them.
No.
I've seen. Now I know. Okay, there's.
I did volunteer to make them, but they wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I know you wanted to volunteer to make the tribute package, right?
I said I wanted either Hero by Enrique Iglesias or Hero by Mariah Carey. So they had 2 choices.
Well, we're going to do My Way by Frank Sinatra. Is that all right?
Perfect.
No, there are, when we look back at the different years and styles and looks, I mean, it is hysterical to think about a decade of time.
I know.
So I think you'll get a kick out of this.
I'm going to love it. And I actually remember the first time we met. Do you remember?
Vaguely.
And you bowed.
Did you really?
Literally, but not consciously.
Yeah.
Just,
he tells that you've told the story.
No, but it's true. You actually did bow.
I didn't bend over to tie a shoe.
Have you been knighted or something?
Pardon?
Have you been knighted?
No, but it was as if I was knighted.
Oh, yeah.
And why do you think that? What was my instinct?
It was just the way you reacted to me the first time you met me, and I thought I like that. It's respectful.
And Ryan, you said something that stood out to me last night. You said, "Simon, without you, none of us would be here." What did that mean?
It's true. You know that. You know I think that.
It means that Simon brought the show, cast the show?
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, it was all...
but his may I? I mean, his instincts and his gut, we talked about several times throughout the course of the 9 seasons, and I think that we followed his lead a lot.
No, I tell you what I think happened. I think that we allowed these shows to become non-politically correct. Right. And I think that was the difference. And actually, I have to credit Fox with that. I don't think any other network would have allowed what we did. on their network. In fact, I can actually remember somebody from a competing network once saying that they wouldn't allow a show like that on their station, and that's when we were getting like 34 million viewers. It's like, really wish I was working with you.
And that person's no longer around.
No longer around.
Are you looking forward to a break?
I don't have a break. I go straight back.
Next?
I go straight back to another show
In the UK?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to coming back on American television?
Yeah, but that won't be till next September.
And why is that?
Because I have to have a gap between your show.
Will you be sad at the end of tonight?
Yes. Yeah, I will be. Actually, I didn't think I would be, but I did feel it tonight. I got quite emotional.
Will you two work together again?
Never. Well, I thought about it.
You did?
There was a pause there.
What will you remember about Randy the most?
Randy.
We've obviously become very, very close with him.
The fact that I've never, ever understood a single thing he said in 9 years. No, but I'm not being rude. I don't know whether he's complimenting somebody or not. I mean, all this, yo, dog, whatever. I haven't got a clue.
And what people should know is Randy is that way on the show and that way 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
He's always like that.
Always, wherever you want him to go, he'll go. But what I love about Randy is he's always in a good mood. I mean, genuinely.
When we're depressed, we call him.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I think we would have gone nuts 3 or 4 years ago.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
He was the glue.
And in the end, we did.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did actually, yeah. Finally, this year, we went completely mad.
Well, I will see you later
acknowledge
tonight.
it.
Thank you for coming by.
My pleasure, Ryan.
Okay.
Why do you do that radio voice?
No, he does it all the time.